This is the first episode of a mini-series where we predict how a certain team will perform in 2021. Today we will look at Mercedes. I already have a mini-series where we look at the drivers, link in the description, and a card on screen. We're going to analyze three things: championship position, car performance, and the development cutoff point. I'll explain this when we get to it. Let's start with the championship position. Let's not waste any time. It's gonna be first place. Mercedes are super good at developing the car. They made one of the fastest cars in history in 2020, and because the regulations for the 2021 season will be relatively similar, the car will stay the same, and I see no reason why the car won't perform just as good as it did in 2020. They had a good driver pairing, even though one of them still isn't officially announced as of the recording of this video, but the drivers are going to be great either way, and I think they will finish in first place. But my prediction is that they're going to be under a lot more pressure from Red Bull in the standings, and I am sure that with Perez as a second driver, they are going to score more points consistently, and I think the gap in the championship between them, between Red Bull and Mercedes, is going to be very, very small. And I think they're going to have some issues in 2021 with the threat of Red Bull. But nevertheless, I still think they're going to finish in first place. Now let's talk about car performance. They're going to be missing something that they had on the 2020 car. But before we talk about that, I want to take a second and say that I have a lot more Formula 1 content about the 2021 season and a lot of new projects planned for the future, so make sure to subscribe so you won't miss a thing. Thank you. They're going to be missing DAS, the dual axis steering that allowed them to change the positions of the wheels slightly and generate and maintain more heat into the tires during outlaps, during the formation lap, and during safety cars. Do I think that the lack of this system will change the performance of the car? Definitely. If DAS didn't add any performance, Mercedes wouldn't have kept it. But Mercedes kept the system because it offered some performance benefit. And without it, that benefit is going to go away. But do I think that this drop will be huge? No. And I think that the clever people at Mercedes are going to find a way to gain back the lost performance, at least slightly, that came with the banning of the DAS. I don't think that it will affect them too much, and in all honesty, even if it did affect them, I still think they would have won the championship. Now let's get to one of my favorite points, the development cutoff point. I promised that I would explain what this means, so I will. You all know that the 2022 regulations are going to change a lot. Lower downforce cars, better following, better looking, in my opinion, bigger rims, covered wheels, and a ton more changes. Teams are going to play a really hard balancing game in 2021. When are they going to stop developing the 2021 car and focus 100% of their efforts on developing the 2022 cars for the new regulations? This is what I mean by development cutoff point. I think Mercedes has the luxury of stopping the development of the 2021 car really early. They do this almost every year, but with the 2022 regulations being so different, they're going to change their strategy a bit. Almost every year, Mercedes have started the season strong. Red Bull and their other competitors didn't stand a chance against Mercedes, but almost always in the second part of the season, Red Bull and Ferrari in 2019, for example, have started to catch up. That's partially because those teams improved, and partially because Mercedes stopped the development of that year's car and started to focus on next year's car. I think Mercedes will start the season strong, as always, will develop the car probably till the midpoint of the season, and then they will focus 100% of their efforts and attention on the new regulations. I think we will see Red Bull, McLaren, and probably even Aston Martin starting to catch up a bit, to catch up by the end of the season, and we might actually have some exciting races, especially on tracks that Mercedes haven't been strong at throughout the years. So in conclusion, I definitely think that Mercedes will finish first. But after stopping the development for the 2021 car, a lot of other teams might start to catch up, and we might start to see a bunch of other teams fighting for podiums and even victories. So yeah, those were my predictions. That was it. Stay safe and happy race watching.